It's unreal. We'll never take that for granted. I mean, I told the team that it's hard enough to get here to the Sweet 16. There's a lot of really good teams that didn't make it that far, so we don't take that lightly. And then to take it one step further and fight our way through to the quarters when we had our backs against the wall against South Carolina, who was a really good team, that was massive. And then, somehow we might have found a way to top it. It's an amazing accomplishment especially for a young team. But I couldn't be more proud of our team.
And then to clinch that match, the way you fought back, a couple of those backhands and then to break and then serve it out. What was going through your mind when the match came down to you?
Yeah, obviously when you're in a 3-all match in the last 8, it's a little nerve-wracking, but my coach has always preached to me to trust myself and play aggressive, and I just tried to play my game, and it ended up working out for me. So it's a unbelievable feeling, and it's one I'll remember forever. So.
All right, I think we open up to some questions. First of all, Ross, you should have permissions to record, but we also will make this available. But if you want to go ahead with your question, Ross.
Yeah, I do have permission now. Thank you. This one's for Cleve. Cleve, obviously, that's 2 clinches against USC in a row. And on the court, you're such a fiery character. Do you enjoy playing with all of the pressure on your back? And also, was that the most intense third set maybe you've ever played?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it probably was one of the tightest ones. And I mean, obviously, you don't like always want to be the last one out there. It's a little nerve-wracking, and it's not easy. But it's a lot of fun when you're in the moment. And I mean, I just want to do whatever I can to help my team get a point on the board, and I was able to in the last match there. So.
All right, we'll go to Alex next.
Thank you, appreciate that. Congratulations to you both. I want to start with you, Coach Burke. When you guys played USC at the National Indoors, it was a very similar situation in doubles. Came down to a tiebreaker at number 1. Last time the Trojans got it, this time Elliott and team were able to get the job done. Your thoughts on their performance and your team coming out and taking the doubles point, how important that was for you?
Well, in retrospect, it was extremely important. It always feels like it's the most important thing in the world when you're playing it. But it is 1 point out of 7. But this time it proved to be a very, very crucial point. We didn't get a good start at all in doubles, and we know that USC plays very well. We were, I thought, a little tentative again. That's happened to us a few times this year, but we hung around and we hung in there. And our number 3 team stayed the course and played a good match. And our number 1 team, despite being down to one of the better teams in the country, stepped up and actually got the win in the breaker at the end. So that was massive for us. That was a big switch from the last time we played them. Another big switch was Chi Wang at number 5. Last time he lost pretty badly. I think it was 6-0, 6-1 against the same player. And this time he turned it around and got the win. And I thought he played some really good tennis and some clutch tennis in the third set. And I was really proud of him. And, our Canadians got it done for us today.
Oh, absolutely. And a question for you, Cleve. You've gotten to play a full season this year, a bunch of matches under your belt. I can't imagine, though, you play in front of an environment like this. And I'm curious, of course, you try to block it all out and try to focus. But did you feel that crowd, the 200, 300 so people yelling down? And, what does that do for you personally as you're playing that third set?
Yeah, I mean, I was here a couple of years ago with the team that won. I was redshirting. And I got to experience the environment, even though I wasn't playing. It was a lot of fun watching the guys and the crowd out there. So, I mean, today I got to experience it firsthand, and for me, it felt great. Even if the fans aren't cheering for me, or some of them are, I just love it. I love just the noise and the atmosphere out there, and I kind of thrive on that. So, I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And last one for you, Coach Burke, and we've talked about this before. 11 4-3 matches. You guys are now 10-1. You still somehow have hair on your head. But But how are you feeling about this team? What does it say about this group that they're able to continue to come through in these pressure moments?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said the other day, I think I'm going to have to spend some time figuring out what worked this year so I can bottle it and use it for future years. But, obviously, if it happens once or twice, 3 times, then, you might chalk it up to luck and you win some, you lose some. When it happens this many times, I got to feel like there's some special character on this team. I think that has got to have something to do with it. We've got a lot of guys that love tennis and compete hard and have each other's backs in the big moments. And then I think it's also, a little bit of a snowball effect, like I've said before, where you win 2 or 3 of them and then you get a little more belief. If you lose 3 or 4 of them, then you probably have a little less belief. And so, fortunately, that's been feeding on itself. And we talk a lot about how to handle those situations when you're out there, and we talk about really wanting to be in that situation, how to organize your thoughts and how to use that pressure as a benefit. But I think the biggest thing is we've got some great people on this team, some really high character on the team, and some great level of competitiveness. All the teams that are here have accomplished so much. But I see our guys. I can't really speak to the other teams. I just see our guys every day, and I see what they're like and how they are to be coached, and how appreciative they are of all the opportunities they have to play for a school like Texas. So, I just love our team. I think they've got great character and love for the sport, and I'd love to keep this going with this group as long as we can.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you both, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
We're going to go to Ross and then Colette.
Hey, question for you, Cleve, again. So you landed a bunch of crazy logs today that were keeping you in points, and then with it being very windy down there in Florida, was that to your advantage or disadvantage with those sorts of shots?
Those points are just like scrappy ones. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to stay in the point. The guy was playing well. It was a good match, and he came up with some good shots there, and I was just trying to dig him out in that last service game of his, and somehow I got him deep enough and was able to get an error off of him. But yeah, the wind is kind of, I feel it's an advantage for us because we're in Austin, and it's so windy every practice, and we've gotten used to it. So it was I definitely played as if it was an advantage for me at least.
Thanks, Cleve. And then for you, Coach Burke, you've glowed about Cleve's improvement all season, and today on the live broadcast, you said it's been one of the most amazing things you've seen in your coaching career. I know he's right next to you, but don't be shy in your praise of him. How big has his improvement been for, leading a young team like this to the Final Four?
Yeah, like I said, I think his evolution, not just as a tennis player, he's improved a lot with his skills. He's really transformed his game. He used to just be kind of a defensive player or a counterpuncher, a guy that was quick and a pretty good athlete and would make a lot of balls and hope that the other guy misses, to a guy that's actually got the capability to come forward and finish. And you saw that at the end. If he had continued to stay back and stay defensive, I don't think there's any chance that he wins that match. But we asked him to step up and take it to his opponent at the end because he needed to, and he did. So he's extremely coachable, not just on the match court, but also every day in practice. He's extremely coachable. He loves tennis. He works hard every day. He's never in a bad mood. And he's gotten to become a better athlete by working hard with our strength coach who's here with us, Donnie Mabe. And the last thing, and definitely the most important thing, is he's evolved as a competitor. I think he's kind of a quiet guy off the court, but on the court he's become a little beast, and he definitely wasn't like that when he first came. And I think the experience for him of redshirting during our championship run and seeing the kind of emotion that it takes and the kind of court presence it takes to be successful at this level, in my mind, it was a really big benefit for him. So, I've seen him learn how to will himself to be in the mental, emotional place that he needs to be to play the best level of tennis that he can in order to win for his team. So, it's been amazing and it's been a lot of fun. And he's still a freshman. He's a third-year freshman since he redshirted his first semester, and then last year it doesn't count because of COVID. So I'm looking forward to not just hopefully a couple more matches here, we hope, but also 3 more years.
Thanks. Thanks, Coach, and of course, congratulations and good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go to Colette and then Arthur.
Congratulations. Bruce, I was wondering if you feel more relaxed this time.
This time as compared to a couple years ago?
Yes.
Well, for one thing, I know I have a job, so that's comforting. But no, honestly, back then, that really wasn't my thought process at all. I was just trying to help the team and do everything I could to support them. Not really, to be honest. Like the time of the day that I feel the best is, believe it or not, is as the match is going on. And in practice where I'm on the court. These late matches, it's a little too much time on my hands during the day, and that's where I get a little stressed out. Today I had to turn everything off and shut the lights out and turn my phone off and turn my computer off and just lie down and breathe, for 20 minutes. So, but once I get here and I'm actually interacting with the team and I do my part to help the guys prepare for and compete in the match, then I feel pretty good. It's just like it's like I do in every match. So long story short, I feel probably the same as I normally do in any match we play. But it's exciting to be in this environment, and it's really fun to see the joy on our guys' faces when they have the success that they're having here. That's a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you.
All right, go ahead, Arthur.
Hey guys, congrats on a great win. You guys had quite a lot of dialogue going on in that third set. It seemed like just about every point you guys were connecting, and you had a word for him, Coach. Can you share? Sorry about the sirens in the background. Can you share a bit about what that dialogue was towards the end?
Who do you want to share, Cleve or me?
I'd love to hear from both of you.
Okay. Well, from my perspective, I wasn't really on that match. I was with the 5 and 6 players, but then I hope it wasn't overload. I was a little worried that it was too much because we had all 3 coaches on them, and but we were communicating with each other. The biggest thing I was trying to do is 2 things. One, help him make sure that he handles the moment well, which he's very good at, and engages with his teammates, and he has a strong presence on the court and shows the fire even if he's feeling nerves. I think that's really important, and that's one thing we talk about all the time as a team, and that's one thing I reminded him of consistently in between points. Reminded him to breathe as he's hitting the ball, and to grunt. Anything for him when he's vocal and going after it is good. And then the other thing at the end, the biggest thing I'd say is, because his opponent was playing so well, Cleve had to become more aggressive. He had to step into his returns and take his chances when he had them. He had to commit to going after short balls and playing aggressively, because it was becoming more and more clear to me as I was watching the match that when he didn't do that, Bradley Fry was just simply too good. He was playing aggressively. He was coming in and finishing points at the net. And so those were the 2 biggest things that I kept reminding him of, is to use court position and try to dictate the play, and to have a presence and feed off the energy of his teammates. That's pretty much it. But I just said it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Coach basically said it all. But from my perspective, I mean, all 3 of them, when they come up, it's usually like a similar thing. I mean, it's playing aggressive, trusting myself, and bringing the energy that I always bring, and kind of directing it towards my teammates as well, because they bring it back to me as well. So, I mean, those were the 3 main things, and I just tried to focus on those, and it kind of got me through it. So.
And Coach, in those tight situations, when it gets towards the end like that, do you typically like to be very involved in between points, or was it just this situation you thought it called for it?
We probably tend to get more involved, I would say, but it really does depend on the player. Doing what we did with Cleve tonight might not have worked so well with other people. But most of our guys receive coaching pretty well, but I think Cleve really receives coaching well. And, you can sense sometimes if it's becoming a little too much. I didn't really get that sense. But, yeah, that was probably on the high end, bordering on too much. But it seemed to be helping, so we kept doing it. And I just wanted him to stay connected, not just with me, but also with his teammates, because in pressure moments, sometimes we have a tendency to withdraw and get quiet. And, I wanted him to stay connected, and it seemed to be working.
Yeah, that's for sure. Thank you very much.
One last question from me. I got here with round of 16, I think there were 7 schools that had both men's and women's teams here. It's not just Texas. What does it mean to have both the men's and women's programs in the Final Four?
You want to take that one, Cleve?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's great for the institution. I mean, both teams have worked so hard. We're extremely young on both sides. I think the women are like, I don't even know, like 5 freshmen or something, and we've got like 5 freshmen, I guess you could say, in our lineup. So, I mean, it's a young lineup from both sides, and I think the success is going to continue if we keep working hard on both sides. So.
I think they get along pretty well. Cleve could probably speak better to that than I could, but I definitely the girls were out here support. They have to take care of business because they're playing in the morning tomorrow, but they were certainly out here at 5:30 cheering us on in doubles. And after our practice yesterday, we came and tried to give them a little nudge to get through their singles matches that were getting tight. And when we're at home, they're at our matches. I think our guys come out to watch their matches. I think they're friends, and I'm friends with, where the coaches are friends. It's just a nice environment to be in. We all get along well, and Howard and Taylor do a tremendous job with the program. It's exciting to watch them play, and hopefully we can both keep going.